This is Malika. This short segment is on the soul. There is not as much material on the soul as we need. Each religion anchors a part of God, and has discovered various aspects of the soul. The Antichrist, serpent, black dragon, Swami Chidvilasananda, has very deliberately and quite viciously blocked quite a bit of enlightenment by attacking the sages when meditating, and by perpetuating a lack of respect for the female and reptilian invasions to perpetuate deprivation and prevention of our relationship with the positive ETs and benevolent galactics, that if we had an open relationship with them, we would graciously have an intergalactic society and the gracious abundance from the use of their galactic technology, which the whole universe uses. So this is an illusion, the deprivation that is caused by the reptilian occupations. And it is done by force. So the soul is a part of the Creator. We all have a divine spark. And what I'm seeing is that there are basically 3 or 4 parts. There's a divine spark. There's the individual aspect of the Creator that we are. For instance, Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel. There is the consciousness and the enlightenment that has been developed throughout our lifetimes. And then there is an ocean of consciousness that is always interacting, floating around and interacting with our environment, with the physical plane or the rest of the universe. That is also the protective layer. Now, a lot of us, very many of us, have become soul fragments of a greater soul complex or of a soul due to trauma that the Antichrist reptilian aggravation has caused with their crime in the cosmos. Yet the soul makeup is still the same. However, those of us that are soul fragments are part of, for example, there are many soul fragments of Archangel Michael, and so they all belong to the host soul of Archangel Michael. Divine justice and appropriate healing that satisfies the karmic board fully heals the soul fragmentation, and the individual incarnations that are soul fragments of the main incarnation, when they are in the spirit realm, have the ability or the choice to rejoin the host soul and to reincarnate together in the same body, or to continue on with their sovereignty as a soul aspect, or extension, so to speak, of the host soul and continue on the way that they are. Pretty much the soul fragments develop a lot of enlightenment, a lot of experience, and a lot of wisdom, and it's a lot of fun. Evolution is a tremendous amount of fun. The universe is love, God is love, and the evolutionary process is all love, it's all play, it's all fun, it's all learning, it's all realizing the love that we are, and the light that we are, and the divine power that we are, as the Creator is love, light, and divine power. That is the Trinity. There are also other Trinity paradigms or principles, such as the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the Christ or divine power. So that also is love, light, and divine power. Or the Christ is also considered the child. The light holds the love and integrity and in purity, because the light aspect of the Creator is also law. So God is love, light, and divine power, and we are all children of God in all aspects of the Creator. The Creator decided through His will to create a physical plane and extend Himself, incarnate various aspects of Himself. Our divine sparks, as I mentioned, with the individual aspects of the Creator, into physical vessels through which He can realize Himself and experience Himself. And it's so much fun. He marvels at what He's doing in the physical plane, and he can't believe the kinds of things that He does. The poetry that comes out of Him, out of the different aspects of us, Khalil Gibran, Saint Germain, Shakespeare, the humor, the creativity, the art, there's fun use of technology, blissful, loving, communicative relationships, the stretching of our evolutionary muscles, in learning to hold others accountable for their actions, and taking responsibility for our own actions, developing the relationship skills. And when you're on the spiritual path, it makes it easier to have blissful, loving relationships. And when you learn to process issues and to communicate and to process the truth in every situation. And when you make God or the Creator the center of the relationship, always. In Hinduism, for example, I've been what is regarded as Hindu deities in previous lifetimes. I've had a certain amount of exposure to Hinduism in this lifetime. What I see as how I interpret it and what Spirit is showing me is that the Antichrist, Swami Trivalananda, who also has many, many lifetimes, she always ends up being head of the dark cabal and always puts a stick in society. She inflicts destructive paradigms and destruction, war, divide and conquer, vampirism, rape, disrespect of the female, child abuse, deprivation, the whole thing, invasions, reptilian invasions, deception, illusion, conflict. And so she managed to get the concept of God omitted out of the divine feminine aspect of the Hindu scriptures. And she managed to interfere with Lord Shiva's meditation in the area of the dynamics of creation in Hinduism. And she's the one that caused the description of the dynamics of creation to be creation, sustenance, and dissolution. She had interfered with Lord Shiva's meditation. What I've gotten, and I need more confirmation of it, and I know for a fact, the universe is meant to evolve continuously, freely, forever, for eternity. What I need more confirmation of is that if the Creator, if he had continued to meditate, or when he was ready to receive it and the Creator wanted to give it to him, if the third dynamic would have been evolution in place of dissolution. She interferes with the sages. She's interfered with Jesus, with Muhammad, Abraham, Buddha's monks, and she has blocked and prevented and attacked them and inserted destructive paradigms and told them to disrespect the female, leaving half of the universe out, and with the Divine Trinity being love, light, and divine power, the male-female principle, and when those are attained, you have the realization of the third, which is divine power, Christ, the child, and abundance as well, Lakshmi. And so if you leave one out, you're leaving the alpha or the omega out, then you cannot realize the third one. And that's why society gets stuck everywhere throughout the cosmos, and she does this in every society. And so she teaches that God doesn't exist, and to not be accountable for our actions, and to be reckless, because she inflicts destruction and teaches destruction, and it is taught because it's not what we are. Our free will and free choice is to experience the variety of life, as in I'd like to go hiking in the mountains or walk along the beach, or I'd like to eat an apple or an orange right now. It is never to destroy. In addition, nothing renews without divine justice or appropriate reaction to an injustice. And divine justice or appropriate reaction to an injustice, such as a lawsuit or a complaint or yelling and screaming or distancing, or an equal action where the karmic board gives permission and unsatisfactory approval of the karmic board, the field on both sides, the perpetrator and the victim, will be restored. However, it is never appropriate to attack or destroy without divine justification. We all know this. We grew up knowing this. She teaches the opposite, and we grow up with very pure values. Everybody does. And yet she inflicts this destructive paradigm onto us. And it creates a lot of suffering and a lot of anger. And when coupled with deprivation from reptilian occupations, it causes suffering and is the root of all suffering in the universe. So she managed to get the concept of God removed from the divine feminine aspect of the Hindu scriptures, and told Shiva to teach that the universe was meant to be destroyed, which is one of the biggest cosmic sins and blasphemies that anyone could ever commit, is to even say such a thing. This is incredibly heinous. So I'm working on this with Lord Shiva at this time, and after first contact, and after I'm in the Agarthan kingdom or the galactic kingdom, and we have the new earth underway, and it can be done now. When I'm am involved networking in the physical with the governments for the new earth. We can modify and fine-tune the scriptures with regards to the Creator and the nature of the universe and the nature of the soul. So, because of this, because of the disrespect and denial, so to speak, of the Creator and the divine feminine aspect, Brahman, which they call the absolute, which is the God principle, which is God in Hinduism, took on the energy mostly of Lord Shiva, which is fine, because he's attained an extraordinary amount of, really there's no words for his enlightenment. He is a teacher to Jesus and to myself and to everyone. He is the eternal avatar. But there is a God too. There is perfect God in the spirit realm. And as I said, the whole universe is God's body. And so because of her negative influence and admittance of God in this part of the Hindu scriptures, and the attacks to the physical plane, it limits what the Hindus are meditating on unless they can get beyond this. But there's not enough verbiage in Hinduism to get beyond this and get into the fullness of the soul and into the fullness of God and the Creator. So this will get modified and this will get fine-tuned and corrected in due time, a timely manner, and definitely, absolutely, will be corrected in the new earth, which is really, really glorious. It is the land of enlightenment, India, and I believe it's one of the oldest religions. Sanskrit is the mother to all languages, and it came from the sages. And it literally came from their experiences in meditation. So language is rooted in the physical plane, and in the nature of the physical plane. It's very, 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 very beautiful. So at the same time, because there's a limited verbiage for describing the nature of God because of what she has done, that same limitation applies to describing the soul. So they use the word Atman for soul, and they talk about the collective, and the saints who have attained a high degree of enlightenment talk about, describe it as being as a drop merging into the ocean, and this is true. However, the verbiage with these limitations that she has imposed in the scriptures limits the ability to discuss the soul and in some ways the ability to experience it. And also, because of the disrespect for the female, it needs to be added into the scriptures how important it is, as such as in Kashmir Shaivism, where God emerges the male and female principle, Shiva and Shakti, who are the creators of the physical plane. Then it behooves us to make these corrections that she has screwed up, and bring Shakti back into the picture more fully in terms of her union, Shiva and Shakti's union. They are direct twin flames. They are the creators of the physical plane. They are the creation matrix of the all-pervasive, all that is, creator of the existence, I don't like to focus on that level. People are certainly, most welcome to meditate on this. But God is unlimited. God is all pervasive. It is love. He is only love. And the existence is love. And enlightenment is completely unlimited, absolutely unlimited. There's no limitation to the enlightenment, to the bliss, to knowledge, to the amount of light, the amount of knowledge, the amount of love that we can attain. This destructiveness has been imposed on many traditions and will get corrected. We need to I'm getting told to end right now, so I will say namaste, adieu. I love you all. This is Malika. I'm signing off.